Okay, so this month we're diving in specifically to Jefferson County because what we're seeing is there are great variants or variations between one county, one area, and those in some of those counties and areas are skewing the numbers for all of the Denver metro area. So today I decided to just dive into Jefferson County. So what we're seeing in Jefferson County, there are currently 1,176 homes for sale on the market, active listings. In the month of July, 792 homes sold. The average days on the market was 21, and the number of days of inventory is 27. And how that compares across the whole metro area is what we're finding in Jefferson County. Is it's considerably, we have fewer days of inventory and fewer days on the market than a lot of the other areas, so it's remaining very competitive. What we also have seen is that the average townhouse condo is selling for around $312,000, and the average single-family home is selling for $550,000. And the list price to sale price ratio is at 99.5%. So Jefferson County is definitely still a very competitive market. So what's really going on in the greater Denver area real estate market right now, and more specifically Jefferson County? So all of the Denver metro area, all of the MLS for Denver includes all of these counties: Boulder, Weld, Broomfield, Adams, Arapahoe, Elbert, Douglas, and Park, and Clear Creek and Gilpin. So all of those, not all of those areas are competitive as other areas. So the more rural areas, we're seeing longer days on the market. Denver, we're seeing quite a bit of inventory. Boulder, we're seeing prices go down. So that's why we're diving really into Jefferson County today. So what does Jefferson County include? It includes the towns of Golden, Lakewood, Evergreen, Conifer, Pine, a little bit of Littleton, a little parts of Arvada, parts of Westminster. So it really does cover a broad area and into some of those mountain regions as well. So what I looked at is this single family home active listing. So what we're seeing, and this is a historic trend over time, is right now in July we have 1,171 active listings. Now it's fewer than we had in June. It's a little bit more than we had in May. So we still have quite a few active listings on the market right now for single family homes. So the month of June to July, it dropped 41. And for 2018 to 2019, we actually have 996 more available listings than we did last year. Now, that is some good news, actually, because last year what we found is we didn't have enough inventory for the number of people that wanted to buy homes, so that was really driving up the prices. And we're going to get into how this is impacting sale prices in a minute, but this is overall good news for our market. We needed more inventory, and that was limiting the number of home sales because of lack of inventory. Now, number of single-family homes sold, what we're seeing between June and July, we saw they're fairly consistent. We saw a little bit more homes sold from June to July this year than we did last year. We're still seeing the highest number of homes sold in May. So May is still was the highest number, which is what we would expect to see because the peak of our real estate market in this area is April, May, and June. So we're starting to see in July, we saw a few more homes sold, so it's extending this year into July, and we'll see what happens in August. So, and the number of homes sold 2019 in July was more than 2018. So we saw 62 more homes sold from June to July this year, which is actually a little bit of an anomaly. We typically start to see home sales, the number of home sales drop in July and August. And then from 2018 to 2019, there were 60 fewer homes sold, as you can see from the graph. But you can see May, starting in April, May, June, and into July, those are the peak of our real estate market here in Denver area. So the average single family home sale price, now let's see here, we're So July, we're at 553,649 versus June. There was only $1,000 difference between June and July. We saw about a little shy of $10,000 increase from May to June, and a couple $1,000 increase from April to May. Now, January, February, and March, we start to see we saw the biggest jumps. January didn't even show up on our graph because that was our base point. And then April, May, it dropped down a little bit, and then June and July have been fairly steady since April. So June to July, we saw a 0.09%, so less than 1% decrease in sale price from June to July. From 2018 to 2019, so this would be month to month, we saw a 2.61% increase. Okay, so list price versus sale price. Now, this indicates the competitiveness in the market. So we're still seeing situations with multiple offers out there. So if you're looking to buy a home, just be prepared. This market, we are rarely seeing, we just dropped below 100% from May, and we're still pretty close to 100%. So if you're planning on making an offer for a property, this is not the time to be putting in a low bid. You know, there are some situations and some negotiation strategies that we and I use that you know, I will let you know if it's a good time to make an offer below asking. But typically right now, you know, there are still competitive bidding situations going on for homes that haven't been on the market for very long. If you're looking to get a good deal, we want to look at those properties that have been on the market for a little while. So list price versus sale price ratio, May was the highest, and we're starting to see a little bit of a drop here from 99.9% to 99.5%. Certainly significantly higher than what we saw in January, which was 98.5%. But this is pretty indicative of the Denver metro market overall, especially Jefferson County. We're not seeing these kind of numbers in other parts of Denver. So, but let's see, June to July, it dropped 0.4%, less than 1%. And from 2017 to 2018, we're down 0.7. So what we're seeing last year were list price versus sale price over 100%. So that's why we're seeing a decline. So last year we would have been at 100.2% versus this year at 99.5 for July. Okay, days on the market. So if you're looking to sell a property and if you're looking to buy, this is important to consider. You know, homes are still moving very quickly. So what we see between June and July this year is an additional 3 days on the market. We're a little tiny bit higher than last year at an additional 3 days on the market. It's actually 2 days, sorry, from June to July. So we're at 21 days on market before it goes under contract. So that doesn't include the closing period, but from when it is listed for sale to when it's under contract and no longer available for offers. So we're seeing a little bit of an increase month to month, June, July, 3 days. And from 2018 to 2019, we're seeing a 3-day difference. So it's still what this tells me is it's still a very competitive market out there. And based on the historic trends, it hasn't really changed much from year to year. Now, median sale price per city. Now, if you're looking to buy right now, this can have an impact on where you want to look. So, Conifer, what we're seeing this is the median. So if you look at all the homes that sold, this is the one that was smack dab in the middle. So we've got $1 million homes out in the mountains and in Golden and Morrison and Evergreen. And then we've got, you know, more modest homes in those areas as well. And so this is the price the home sold for right smack dab in the middle of the market. Of all the homes that sold. So Conifer was $554,000, Evergreen was at $700,000, Golden was at $715,000, Lakewood's at $475,000, Morrison is at $652,000, and Wheat Ridge is at $516,000. So if you're looking for homes under $500,000, the best place to look is going to be Lakewood. Maybe you can get some deals in Wheat Ridge. There are still some homes under $500,000 in Golden. So it really depends what you're looking for and how flexible you're willing to be. The more flexible you're willing to be on location or area, the more likely we're going to be able to find something in your price range. So what does this all mean for you? Now I'm seeing more price reductions, and as we get into the end of August and into September, we're going to see more and more of those. Interest rates right now just dropped to a 2-year low, so now is a great time to finance a new home and there are still 3% down payment programs, so you don't need a lot of money down. There are even still some grant assistance programs. It's never too early to start talking to a lender. The earlier you start working with a lender, the better position you'll be in to buy the home that you want. Now, rents have increased 3.95% in the Denver metro area in the last year. So rents continue to climb and at a higher percentage point, at a higher rate than the appreciation on homes. So you're paying more and more in rent, and the homes that you might be interested in are becoming more and more expensive. So there's really not a good time it's really not a time to wait. And as we're moving into the tail end of the season here, into the fall, it's a great time to buy, because what we're going to start to see are price reductions and things like that, because people don't want their home to be on the market into the holiday season. So there's starting to be some really good deals out there. And so if you've been thinking about buying, now is a great time to do it. And if you're thinking about selling, give me a call, talk about what's happening with the market in your neck of the woods. As we talked about in the very beginning of the market update, it's very dependent on area, what's happening with prices, days on the market, things like that. And so I'd be happy to take a look for your particular area. So if you want to know what's happening in your neighborhood, or you want to go take a look at some homes, or you'd like the information for a lender so you can get started in the home buying process, then give me a call. Rachel Johnson, Legacy Realty, 720-819-6289.